Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Fixin' to Hillbilly. Now in today's Let's Craft series, we're going to be doing this bumblebee wreath. It's only 8 inches and it's good to decorate for smaller wall spaces. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to start with 3 rolls of mesh, measuring 10 inches wide and 30 feet long. That's 10 yards on each roll. And then I have this really cute bumblebee ribbon I got from Amazon. I'll be listing that below where you can get it. Now these are from the Dollar Tree. You get 2 for $1. Well, now I guess it's 2 for $1.25. But still, it's pretty inexpensive. Now these I also got for Amazon. I got 3 of those. They're all different kinds for about $9.99. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to roll in each side of the mesh. Then I'm going to put a ribbon on top of the black ones. Only the black ones I'm going to put a ribbon on top of. Because this is a really small wreath. And if you put too many ribbons on it, it's just not going to look right. Now the first ribbon I'm going to connect to the 2 outside wires. I'm going to rotate the first 2 outside wires, then the 2 inside wires. You always catch the middle wire though. Then I'm going to put that zip tie. Now, I like using zip ties. They're just much easier to use. You can use the pipe cleaners. I've used those, or Chanel stems, or whatever they call them. I call them just pipe cleaners. But you can use those too. That's fine. But I like the zip ties. And I got a bag of those, like 1,000 of them, for about, I think it was $14. I'll pull it up. I got it from Amazon. But those will last forever. Now, as you can see, roll in the sides. And then now I'm going to put it on the 2 inside, catching the middle, and then the inside bar. We're going to rotate back and forth so that it looks even. Now, these, they don't really have a huge hole in the middle. I'm using 10-inch mesh here. I think next time we're going to try to use maybe the smaller mesh. I think it's 4 inches wide or 6 inches wide. I'll have to get the measurements on that. But I think we're going to do something smaller and see if that don't work a little better. Now, I'm going to white. I'm going to the inside too, remember, because we're rotating back and forth. Just put your zip tie on there. I don't put it real tight before I flip it around. There we go. And then I flipped it around to the back. And then I tighten it down. And then I go ahead and just clip those off because you don't want to have, those getting in your way while you're working. And then I rotate back to black because I rotate every one. And remember, on this one, I'm going to do a ribbon. Every black one, I'm going to do a ribbon. Now, I cut all of these in 10-inch pieces. They're 10 inches wide. I cut them 10 inches long. The ribbons I cut were 12 inches long. And you're going to cut 6 white, 6 yellow, and 6 black mesh pieces. You're actually going to cut an extra yellow and white one for the ribbon, but for the frame alone, you're going to do 6 of each. I went ahead and cut 7 of each, but it made it a little bit too crowded once you have the bow on there. With this size mesh, you definitely want to just do 6. And the reason I cut 7 of each is because I didn't want to cut 6, 6, and 6 because, it just makes me feel weird. So I went ahead and cut 7, 7, and 7. and I used 7 yellow in it, 7 white in it, and 6 black. Okay, and then I'm just sorting it out as I go, just moving things around. But you can do your main sorting, as you go. And just remember, folding those sides in, and then I just squish it in the middle. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's a lot of fray sometimes where you cut it. I've been thinking about getting me one of those wood things. I can't remember what they're called, but it's to write on wood, and it gets hot, and you just go straight down through there. And they say that it melts the ends just enough to where you don't have all that fray. Now you can put the spray glue on it. Elmer's has a real good spray glue, and I have used that. But I don't really like that process. I thought it was a little bit sticky, and it made a little bit of a mess. If you're going to do it, take it outside and spray it when you're done. Live and learn, I reckon. Okay, just folding up those edges, grabbing me a pipe cleaner, and continuing on. First 2 on the inside, you catch the middle and the inside, and then on the next one, you're going to catch the middle and the outside. So that way, it's rotated back and forth, so it looks real full.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know a single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. I don't know what I could say to convince you to hang around when you don't have to. There's so much that I'm still keeping to myself, 'cause you don't listen, babe. But still you got me missing you. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Don't you see what's wrong with me? I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, nah, nah. God, I'm sick of this waiting. You got me going crazy tonight. So why don't you come on over and be my somebody to love? Somebody to love, somebody to love, somebody. I need somebody to love. I need somebody. I need somebody. Give me somebody, somebody to love.
Okay. Now, as you see here, I'm just going around doing the same thing over and over and over. Do a black with a ribbon, then a white, then a yellow. Let me make sure of that. Yeah, black, white, and yellow. and just putting them on there, and I keep squeezing them together. Now when you get to a crossbar, always use a crossbar because it'll keep things tight in there and it'll keep it from shifting. And I like the little wreaths. They're good for small spaces if you're decorating, like behind your sink, behind the spigots. I put a big wreath there, and it was just a little bit too much. So I'm getting ready to make a smaller one, but I wanted to do roosters or something. Right now I have lemons. Well, I got a little bit of a Mod Podge of everything in there. But my daughter and I was going to go with everything with lemons. But I really like the roosters and the sunflowers. That's just my thing. I like anything that looks country. And the lemons are real pretty for summer. And you can use those all year long. And I did do a big wreath for my daughter with lemons in it. I'm going to do one of these small ones with lemons in it for her to set somewhere else. To decorate a small space. But basically, you just keep going around until you get, um, all 6 of each in there. And then, of course, you're going to put, something different in the... I'm actually going to take a couple of these pieces and put in the ribbon. I've never done that before, but I just wanted it just to be a little bit fuller and look a little bit fuller, the ribbon itself. And I did find that when I did that, you didn't have to use as much ribbon.
Someone don't help you, when someone don't help you through the rain, when feelings don't matter, and everything's nothing but a game. Just know that I'm with you, just know that I'm with you through it all, and I'm gonna be there whenever you win or if you fall. Don't you worry about a thing. You get what you're given, but it's never too late to spread your wings. Oh, I know that we will make it through the storm, 'cause you and me been fighters since we were born. It's all over our bodies and hearts. Yeah, you and me been fighters right from the start. Been fighters right from the start. I see that it's tough now, but trust me, yeah, trust me. I know that we will make it through the storm, 'cause you and me been fighters since we were born. It's all over our bodies and hearts. Yeah, you and me been fighters right from the start. Hey, been fighters right from the start. Been fighters right from the start. Hey, been fighters right from the start. Been fighters right from the start.
All right, now we've got all of our mesh on there. And this wreath took me about 45 minutes with cutting the mesh out and the ribbon and then dovetailing the ribbons. It takes a little bit of time. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting with the striped ribbon. I put it through and made a little hoop, and as you can see, I'm going to flip it over to the not so pretty side, I call it. I'm going to take it out about 6 inches, and then I'm going to put it back through my bow maker. Now I used to do all this by hand, but since I've gotten older, it hurts my hands a little bit to hold them for so long. So it's much easier to use one of these bow makers. I think it's called an Easy Bow Maker or something. I got it from Michael's. I flipped it back over and then put it through again and just push it down. And then you're going to flip it over again once you get it through there to the not so pretty side. And then you're going to take it back through. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a tail on this one because I only want a couple of hoops on each side. And I'm just going to cut that off for now. I will go back and dovetail these ends. It just makes them look a little better. You can dovetail them, you can chevron. Well, I think that is a chevron strip looking thing, but you can cut them with a peak. You can cut them diagonally, however you want it to do it. Just do you. Do whatever you think looks amazing. And I usually cut that little piece that's folded over on the end. I cut that off because I don't want to get out an iron and put it down and make it look all perfect when I can cut it off in a second. So I'm going to put another tail down there and take it out. And believe it or not, this does have an upside and a downside because of the trim, so you'll be able to tell the difference, this particular white that I have. I think I already had this one at home, if I remember right, or it come in something else. It might have come in my 4th of July ribbon. I made a couple wreaths, but I wasn't doing a crafting segment then, so I just recently started deciding to do this because so that way the girls can always know how to do it. Sometimes they'll ask me, oh Mom, how do you make this? Or my daughter-in-law will ask me, how do you make this? And it's easy because here I can show my granddaughters and my daughter-in-law and my daughter, even my grandsons, if they decide they want to do something like that. Most of them are into hunting. They don't really ain't into crafting, but if they decide they want to do it, it's always here for them. And their wife someday. Now, as you see right here is where I used my extra mesh because, we didn't want the 6, 6, and 6 in there because I'm just weird that way. But I didn't use the black in here. I just wanted the brighter colors in my ribbon. So I just folded a couple pieces of those mesh over and just put it right down in there in that Easy Bow Maker. Now, see, it already looks fuller, the bow. And then on top, I always use whatever ribbon that I put through my wreath, I put in the center so it really pops out. So I'm using the bumblebees. And this one is going to be 4 inches. The bottom one was 6 inches. And then the second one, I did 5 inches on that. And this one's going to be 4 inches. Because I like bringing them in. Some people do all the same, 6 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches on all of it. I don't. I kind of bring it down so each one pops out a little bit more, I think. I was having a little bit of trouble with that one stick in there because I had so many dang bows in there. It was pressing it out. I went back and hammered it down once I got done. But that was a little bit tedious. So I don't know if, I think I can actually spread those apart. I think there's 3 little holes there if I remember right. Then I'm going to pull that one down, cut it off. Now, when I go to take this out, I can hold it all, for a few minutes there because it's not like holding it the whole time. Now I'm going to take one zip tie, and I just put that one in my mouth because I need that for something else. And it's going to be to hook it to the frame. So I'm going to put one around to hold everything, but there's going to be one zip tie on the back. So I'm going to lay the zip tie on the back, and then I'm going to zip tie everything together. But the zip tie on the back is for hooking it to the frame. It's easier than trying to hook the whole thing to the frame with the bows going everywhere. I just don't have the patience for that. It's easier just to do it like this and everything's calm. Then if I want to lay my bow down and go get me a cup of coffee, then I don't have to worry about things falling apart before I get back. Alright, now I'm going to hook the bow in the center there. So you're going to have a space left when you put those in there. But that bow, with that many bows in it, plus with a couple extra pieces of mesh, it's thick enough to where you're going to be able to fluff that out. You'll never see that frame. Now on this, I hooked that particular piece to all 3 wires. And then I pull it just as tight as I can. Because I'm going to be fluffing that out in every direction. Now you can put other things on this. You can put a few flowers on there. You can put different kinds of ribbon, rotate the ribbon, just do you however you like to do it. I went and after I got it on the wall, I thought, well, let me see if a couple flowers would look good in that. And I just really didn't like it so much. It just looked a little bit too much. Sometimes I think you can overdo just a little bit. Alright, now I got this little sign I showed you at the beginning of the video. I got 3 of these. Now they're not real big. They're perfect for these little wreaths. And I'm just going to attach that. What I did is I have a stapler, and then I just put a couple staples through some zip ties on the back, so that way I can just hook it to the frame. Easy peasy. So that's what I'm doing there, is just hooking it to the frame. Actually, you can't see this in the video, but I actually missed the frame. I don't know what I was thinking. And so when I went to do the second one was enough. You only need 1 in the middle. You don't have to put 2 on there. 1 was enough. Those aren't real heavy. And then after you put that on, of course, then you're just going to fluff it out, you know, to your liking. I like to fluff everything out, kind of push the ribbons out so they all show and nothing's turned backwards or anything like that. I think this is where I go in and cut that one piece off the back. But if you put one of those in the middle, one of those zip ties, that was more than enough. It didn't really need 2 on it. I was just doing that for a little bit of sturdiness, but it was okay. There we go. Okay, now there you go. You got everything done. Just gonna fluff it out. Like I said, you can add flowers or whatever suits your fancy. To me, I thought this was enough. And this is good for like behind the sink or even in a bathroom. Sometimes you don't have a lot of room in a bathroom, so you can make something. Doesn't have to be those colors. You can make something else. There we go. And there's your end result. And like I said, if you want to add something else, add what you want, do you. And I want to thank you so much for watching my video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and press that bell for upcoming videos. Thank you all so much. You have a wonderful day. And remember, you were born to do great things. And always take time to pray. Bye.